Einen wunderschönen guten Tag. Mein Name ist Flöxoluxo und heute spielen wir ein Spiel. Das beste Spiel aller Zeiten. Ja. Warum mache ich das jetzt? Nun, weil. Nö, okay. Also, weil ich habe jetzt, sagen wir mal, 30 Minuten plus minus. 30 Minuten lang habe ich nämlich jetzt ein Ding nämlich gemacht, gespielt und urplötzlich ist es nämlich passiert. Ich sag mal, ein äh, blöder Stromausfall bei
A
uns
lot
im
of this
Haus.
isn't going to make sense to you,
Ja,
and I'm sorry about that. I'm just going to start at the beginning, with the house.
also ich habe es ein bisschen gespielt, wie gesagt. Ich habe auch den einen Abschnitt mit Molly gemacht. Hab den auch schon fertig gemacht. Und dann habe ich halt eben gesagt, ja
I
okay,
lived here
gut.
until I was 11, but I wasn't allowed inside half the rooms.
Es ist so verfickt genial. Ich weiß nicht, warum es so genial ist. Ihr werdet es gleich sehen.
Inside the mailbox were bills from 7 years ago, marked urgent, open immediately. I hadn't been back since my brother Lewis's funeral. In her will, my mother left me a key, but didn't tell me what it unlocked.
Oh,
Maybe she thought I'd know. Or she thought that the mystery would be enough to bring me back.
laufen diesmal jetzt mal unten rum.
The truth is, even after I inherited the house, I never thought I'd come back to it. But now I had questions about my family that only the house knew the answers to.
Ja.
The woods around the house have always been uncomfortably silent, as if they're about to say something but never do.
Also das Spiel ist extrem genial. Falls ihr es kennt, es ist in etwa so ähnlich aufgebaut wie ein Cube Escape.
The house was exactly like I remembered it, the way I'd been dreaming about it.
So wie das eine Cube Escape.
As a child, the house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words. Now, as a 17-year-old, I knew exactly what those words were. I was afraid of the house.
Gehen wir mal ran.
Crawling through the doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11. The power had been turned off the night we left. For the first time in years, I felt like I was home. The table was still a wreck from the night we left. Nothing in the house looked abnormal. There was just too much of it, like a smile with too many teeth. Mom always told me to stay out of the basement, so I wasn't too surprised when the key didn't fit. Great-Grandpa Sven built a music box for Barbara, along with the rest of the house. A lot of things got left behind in the whirlwind of that last night. Edie told me once that every Finch who ever lived is buried somewhere in the library.
Oh, das wird so geil werden. Also,
After Milton disappeared, Mom sealed up all the bedrooms. Then Edie retaliated and drilled peepholes.
ja, halt. Wir sind rechts rum.
I spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room. I think my mom sometimes regretted not sealing it up. Lewis told me there were secret passages, but I never believed him. Turns out, my mom was really good at keeping secrets. Now it was time to find out what my mom had been afraid of.
Zuerst dachte ich halt eben jetzt immer noch hier. So, oh
Reading
wow.
this, maybe it sounds like
Nein, sorry.
I had a plan, but I had no idea what was behind that door.
Immer noch so, ja, könnte vielleicht ein sehr langweiliges Spiel werden.
Just like I had no idea where all this was gonna lead.
Und dann ist das hier passiert. Das Spiel speichert. Wir machen das Ding auf.
December 13th, 1947. Dear
Oh mein
Diary,
Gott.
I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner. I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat. The gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it. I kept eating and eating. I thought about eating Christopher, but I held back. My Halloween candy was all gone. Mom, can I come out now?
Sweetheart, it's late. Go to sleep.
Okay.
Then I heard chirping
Oh
outside
mein
my
Gott,
window.
jetzt kommt die beste... Oh. Also
It
das...
was a barn swallow going back to her nest. I reached out for her.
Und jetzt kommt's. Bereit? Seid ihr bereit?
And suddenly,
Ist
I
eine
was a
Katze.
cat. I tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared.
Das habe ich aber auch im vorigen Ding übrigens auch gesagt. Hier. Ich sitze mit einem Gesicht da, also hätte ich jetzt eine Kamera, würde ich jetzt eine Kamera anschließen und
I
irgendwie
jumped and I
aufnehmen.
almost got her. Now I was up in the big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. All I cared about was eating that mama bird. I could tell she was getting really tired.
Hey, wie gesagt, eine
I
Kamera.
gobbled her up. And
Würdet ihr mich mit einem
I was
Gesicht
an owl.
sehen, das sehr verzückt ist?
First, all I heard was the wind. Then I heard little teeth nibbling in the grass. Rabbits. waking up and seeing mine through my talons. I swallowed him up, and I didn't chew one bit. Then I flew off to find something bigger. A mama rabbit. She was almost too big to carry. I started choking, but I couldn't stop
Ich
eating.
habe gerade eine Trophäe gerade erhalten. Große Eule.
And suddenly, I was a shark. I rolled off a cliff and into the ocean. Now, I was hungrier than ever. I wanted fat, juicy seals. I tore off her flipper, and it tasted really good. I grabbed on tight, but I was so hungry, I jumped out of the water. When I opened my eyes, everything had changed. Now I was a monster, and I smelled people everywhere. I was big, but I moved real quiet. I wanted to stop, but also I didn't. Passenger, I was still hungry. And to cross the water, I smelled something new. Something I had to have, so I swam towards it. I slithered onto the sand, and the good smell went into an old pipe.
Oh, ich bin so geil werden jetzt gleich. Oh.
I got closer and closer.
Wir sind wieder zurück im Zimmer.
All my stomach started growling. And suddenly, I was me again. I held my breath for a long time.
Und hier dachte ich übrigens,
It's waiting for me to fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much much longer. It needs to be, and we both know.
Genau jetzt dachte ich dann halt eben, genau jetzt ist es dann gleich dann ausgegangen. Der Bildschirm, also der komplette Playstation ist halt eben dann komplett ausgegangen. Ich dachte, das gehört halt eben zum Spiel und denke mir so, halt, warte mal kurz. Geht ja gar nicht.
I'm not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm sure Edie would have.
Mizi? Okay.
This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories. Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly. I spent a lot of time in Great-Grandma Edie's room. Her room was like a museum.
Oh my god.
For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune. And misfortune. Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse, his wife Ingeborg and their newborn son, Johan. On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his house, hoping to leave the curse behind. But 40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea. Odin's daughter Edie, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island.
Ooh.
Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery. His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house. Whatever's wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways.
Oh, mein Verfickter. Ist... Oh, oh mein... Oha, okay. Uff, okay. Oh. Also... Krass. Krass. Nee, ist echt krass. Mystery of Death und Whereafter. Ja, hier auch drauf schauen? Nee, kann nur reinschauen, okay. Medikamenten. Ja.
When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't.
Oh.
One summer, they evacuated the island, but Edie refused to go. For a few weeks, she was a celebrity. I hadn't thought of myself as Edith Jr. for a long, long time. Edie gave a big interview about a mole man living under the Finch house. My mom was furious.
Furious.
Even in her 90s. Sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother.
Oh my god. Ist das... Oh.
The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife, Kay, left on the house was the pink bathroom. It was a pretty big trace.
Mhm. Oh, also keine Ahnung, es fühlt sich irgendwie schon ein bisschen so schön an und so. Ich meine, sieht zwar sehr alles schön aus, aber das kann man nicht richtig putzen. Kann man nicht putzen, ey. There's a secret in this bathroom. Ah, geil.
There's a secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book.
Ah, nee, ich hätte es. Okay. Egal.
Sven gave Sam an old camera he'd refurbished. He never put it down. From the paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me.
Fort Kelvin. Fort Sam. Oh.
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin. And that he never talked about him. I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
Oh my god. Yeah.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it. My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom. And he did. At Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again. And he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
Sam! Calvin! Dinner's ready! Coming!
But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it. I told him going around was impossible. Maybe if I hadn't said that,
Calvin! I'm not gonna tell you again!
or maybe if the wind hadn't picked up, then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it. I think he'd already made up his mind. That's what I want to remember about my brother.
Oh mein Gott. Oh mein Gott. Er hat eine Rolle geschlagen.
The day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
Wieder Gott. Was ist das für was ist das für ein geiles
Calvin's
Spiel?
story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
Ja, jeder hat das gemacht, irgendwie mit der Schaukel so eine Rolle zu machen. Manche haben sich halt eben, keine Ahnung, was getan, oder manche haben sich nichts getan. Oder manche sind halt eben von Bäumen runtergefallen und haben sich halt eben die Schulterblatt gebrochen. Ich weiß auch nicht, wer das gemacht hat, aber hört sich auf jeden Fall nach ein riesengroßes Opfer an. Zumindest kann sich dieses Opfer auch nicht so richtig mit dem linken Arm irgendwas mehr machen, aber seit neuestem geht's wieder, keine Angst. Naja, das Opfer nennt sich jetzt auf jeden Fall auch Flexolexo.
After the funeral,
Hey.
Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room. Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
Was ist denn das für ein geiles Spiel? Hallo? Sorry.
The passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies. Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star. I never thought about how hard it must have been for her afterwards. Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch. As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up. A has-been.
Das ist immer noch.
Lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also,
You're right.
I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
Oh my God.
20 minutes later, Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him.
Okay.
On cue. She reached for the music box. And as she wound the key, she listened for Rick, but the house was silent.
Was ist das für ein Horrorfilm? Was kommt jetzt gleich? Jason Voorhees. Oh mein Gott, ja! Ey, ich freue mich schon mal.
She found Rick's crutch and imagined the worst.
Kann er sich an damit schlagen? Cool. Birne auf Sachen zu schlagen. Das war eine Lüge.
The gang's leader is the infamous Hookman killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
The old fridge rattled and grew still.
Was ist das für ein geiles Spiel? Hallo? Oh mein Gott. Ey, komm. Oh je.
Rick?
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and you're...
She threw him out, but she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the late picture show.
Und der Bruder?
Hours later.
Barbara!
Der
Walter,
Bruder.
what's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
Wir bringen dich um. Ich möchte gerne die Uhr schlagen. Oder den Fernseher. Yeah. 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 Kann ich das Geld schlagen? Okay, es geht so. Okay. Okay. Übrigens, meine normale Geschwindigkeit ist ja die hier. Okay? Jetzt guck doch mal, wie schnell ich hochgehe, wenn ich die Treppe hochgehe. Langsamer. Okay. Kommen wir nicht durch?
Walter, are you there? Walter had vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
Orcas Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Barbara turned, saw the Hookman, and was speechless. He was quite smashing. And he was. He couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, Barbara, there's gotta be another way out of here.
That night, she played her part beautifully. Molly's door hadn't been opened in years. The hinges groaned. He wasn't moving, but she sensed the story might not be over yet.
Oh mein Gott. Ich habe es jetzt nicht gedacht, dass es das Spiel so wird jetzt, dass es so eine schwere Art von Spiel wird. Ich dachte, es ist eher so ein ganz normales so Hörspiel. Aber was passiert, so ein Spiel ist? Hey.
The Hookman had vanished. She listened for his breathing, but all she heard was...
Ja.
dying to speak to young Barbara. At the door, she heard whispering. It was coming from inside the house.
Oh dear.
Olli.
The monsters had come to surprise her.
Ach so.
For Barbara, it was a dream come true. Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous.
Was?
And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent.
Was?
Poor girl. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter? Hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard. But that's another story.
Ja.
As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box is all they ever found of her. Her ear.
Nein.
Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
Oh mein Gott. Was ist das für ein Spiel? Hallo? Es ist ein Spiel. Oh mein Gott, das ist ein geiles Spiel.
Edie told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
Oh mein Gott. Was ist das für ein Spiel? Hallo? Was ist das für ein Spiel? Hallo? Ich habe doch so, also das ist so ein, also, wie beschreibe ich es am besten? Das letzte Mal, als ich solche Spaß hatte, muss ich jetzt überlegen. Ansonsten sind ja immer die Spiele immer so, oh, Action geladen und oh, gruselig und oh, Thriller und alles mögliche. Ich hab's. Das letzte Mal, als ich so eine Freude verspürt habe, da habe ich nämlich einer von Markus Heitz oder auch von Richard Schwarz, nämlich ein Buch gelesen. Da ist es im Allgemeinen immer so, wenn ich irgendwie das Buch irgendwie lese, denke ich mir immer so, oh mein Gott, ist das cool. Und dann gehe ich halt immer weiter in die Materie rein und lese mal weiter das Buch und dann
I guess
so, oh
now
mein
I know
Gott.
why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box.
Mhm. Oh mein Gott. Oh mein Gott.
Barbara was a child star for 2 years, until America grew out of it. Edie's father, Odin, built the original house. Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara.
Okay,
It's funny. As a kid, I just all those times I played the music box and never found the basement key.
ja. mal bitte jemand bitte erklärt, was für ein Spiel ich da jetzt gerade spiele. Das Spiel, das gefällt mir, hallo? Hab ich selten? Ich setze mir einem richtig fetten Grinsen hier gerade, okay? Richtig fettes Grinsen.
Mom said the basement was off limits, unless I wanted another tetanus shot. I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages.
Sven.
I thought maybe she was hiding presents.
Ob wieder der Freund auch wieder raushüpft?
It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that. I remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone. She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could. If there's a pattern in all these stories, I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
Goodbye, everyone. I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years. On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive a week. But after a few days, I settled into a routine. That's what kept me sane. Having a schedule, living for today. I always expected to be dead tomorrow. But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything. Even a monster on the other side of the door starts to feel normal. Almost friendly.
Was für ein Spiel ist das, bitteschön? Was ist das für ein Spiel?
And then one day, everything just stopped. Whatever that thing was, it was gone. Maybe it got tired of waiting. Or maybe I just got tired of being afraid. It's been a week now, the longest in 30 years.
Mhm.
I'm done waiting. I have to leave while I still can.
Oh.
I know it's out there, somewhere. Whatever killed Barbara. And Molly. And Calvin.
Okay. Schlag.
Maybe this is all a mistake. But I need to stop living the same day. Even if it kills me.
Oh mein Gott.
Whatever's out there, I want you to know I'm ready for it. I'm going to appreciate all of it, especially the food. I don't mind if I only have a year left. Or a month. Or a single week. I'd be happy with one new day. I can already imagine the sun on my face.
Yo.
Walter died when I was 6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here.
Kann mir bitte jemand sagen, was für ein Spiel ich da gerade spiele? Warum es so gut ist?
I'm sure my mom was trying to protect me. Maybe she was afraid I'd end up like Walter.
Wieder eine inventierte Ding. Um nach unten zu klettern, muss ich nach oben drücken. Wow.
But if she never told me
find's
about
awesome,
an
guy.
uncle under the house, I can only imagine what else she was hiding. I don't want to make the same mistakes she made. Trying to bury something that's still alive.
Gespeichert.
Now that there's only one of us left, or maybe 2, I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself and found out what happened to everyone else. But now I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem. Maybe we believed so much in a family curse, we made it real. I don't know if I should even be writing this.
Irgendwo
Maybe it'd be better if all this
brechen
just
wir uns
died
die
with
Hand
me.
und dann bekommen wir den Gips, was wir am Anfang ja auch gesehen haben.
But I thought you should know about your family. And the history you're a part of. Though to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now. I think the people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth.
Okay.
And when you look at the house, that history of imagination and stubbornness and madness, any of it seems possible. I think we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it. What kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house? It's embarrassing for me to admit this, but the pet cemetery made me more uncomfortable than the human one.
Echt? Okay.
3 of the gerbils were mine, and 2 had been my fault.
Daisy, Lucy, Derby Junior, Derby, Murphy, Charles, Coco, Zoe, Taka, Furby, Jerby, Schatzi, Oliver, Bob, Christopher, Shadday. Moment. Muss ich jetzt einen anderen schicken? Shadow. Shadow. Bailey. Keine Ahnung, wie der Frau heißt. Kermit bestimmt. Fabi, sorry, Coco. Sorry. Falls sich jetzt diese ganz gewisse Person das jetzt anschaut. Mann, ich dachte gar nicht, ich wusste gar nicht, dass du tot bist.
Sven built the house, but it was Edie who designed the cemetery.
Barbara Finch. Walter Finch, okay. Eddie Finch? Aha. Sven Finch, okay. Colvin Finch. Molly Finch. Oh mein Gott. Molly Finch. Oh mein Gott, Molly Finch. Alter, ich
I'm
muss
sure
gar...
Odin's monument had been Edie's idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away. She could see it poking out of the water at low tide.
Was ist der Grabstein?
Edie said she dreamed about the old house every night.
Jo. Fahren wir jetzt dann gleich rüber? Wir fahren bestimmt mit einem Boot bestimmt rüber, oder? Komm. Oh mein Gott, ist das was für ein geiles Spiel ist das? Hallo?
Edie's side was always easier for me to understand. But the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from.
Hier ist hier noch mehr.
Her
Gregory
dad had been
Finch.
pretty strict, but it
Sam,
wasn't enough to save
und
her
Gus
brothers.
Finch.
She was just trying to do better. She lost 2 of her brothers, just like I did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us.
Milton, Sanya Kumar, Lewis Finch.
We never found Milton's body, so my mom insisted we were putting up a monument, not a tombstone. There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now. Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along.
Oh, ist die
For
Mutter
me
etwa
to come back
tot?
someday and find everything out for myself.
Gehen wir doch mal hier die Dinge mal hochklettern.
But looking back on it now,
Aber bevor wir zurückblicken, beenden wir den Part, damit wir dann gleich noch eine weitere Folge noch aufnehmen. Also dann, ich wünsche euch noch einen schönen Tag und man sieht und hört sich beim nächsten Mal. Tschüss.